All right, take two, take two. Hello, guys. Here we go again. Sorry about that. The internet connection in my apartment is a bit shitty because it's Spectrum, and Spectrum is not reliable for the amount that I pay them every month. Man, holy crap. So I apologize about that interruption. So now we're gonna start from scratch. Tonight's review of Star Trek Season 2, Episode 11. And I guess this might be the universe way of telling me, all right, Rama, you know, make it faster, wrap it up. And it's true because I have to rest so that I can cover WonderCon 2019 starting tomorrow. So, okay. Again, this review is mainly for those of you, my fellow Star Trek Discovery fans, who have watched tonight's episode. So, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I will be spilling some spoilers in this video. Okay, let's get right to it. There's a lot to unpack here. Um, Tonight is the aftermath of what happened last time, and that is the revelation that the Red Angel is or happens to be Michael Burnham's mom. So in tonight's episode, we get to see why that is, how she came through to traveling through time, and all the other details, nooks and crannies that we're gonna unpack here. First up, though, it's interesting that she doesn't know the signals. Captain Pike confronts her, like, "Oh, what's up with these seven signals?" And Dr. Burnham, Michael's mom, is like, "What signals? What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?" Um, it's like it's as if it's like she genuinely doesn't know. I thought, like, for reals, I thought, and I'm sure I'm not alone on this. I'm sure you're thinking about this too. I thought that the seven signals were of her doing. In that I mentioned to you in the previous reviews or previous weeks that the signals gave or has the signals have given this series its procedural nature. Where every week there's a case to solve. There's something to save. There's something, or there's someone to rescue. That's what happens, at least throughout this season two, because of those seven signals. Um, I thought the Red Angels like, "Oh, come take a look at this. You're gonna have to help these people over here. Come take a look at that. You're gonna have to talk to these people over there." Stuff like that. But I don't know. I get the feeling that she's genuinely, like, she genuinely doesn't know. But I don't know, man. She could just be bluffing, and I'm not good at playing poker, so I can't really tell really. Maybe you can. Um, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's start with the fact that it's interesting how every episode now of Star Trek Discovery, at least season two, has a sense of urgency. Do you notice that? Like tonight, there's this tug of war, right? Because apparently it's revealed that she can't stay long, that it's like a slingshot where she will get pulled out again by the universe, to 900 years into the future. So, so the Discovery and their situation at that point is in danger of being, or is in danger of collision with the universe that's pulling freaking Dr. Burnham out. Um, so basically, they're running against the clock, and That's not the first time that that sense of urgency has been used in this season. If you notice previous episodes, including the one about Tilly and Tilly's ghost friend, who happened to be or turned out to be the spores. Remember that? So the Star Trek Discovery, half of the ship's like, inside the spores, and half of it's like hanging out, and freaking Section 31's trying to pull and Discovery out. It's like, and then there's that clock again. There's time, like, oh my god, we only have this much minute or this much hour before we get sucked in and obliterate whatever, right? And so that happens a lot in this episode. Like when Commander Ariam, she's about to die. It's like, oh my god, we gotta let her get sucked out into the vacuum. Otherwise, she might kill you. Otherwise, you might get killed in the process. Because so it's either her or you. So that's that. Come on, make a decision right now, right now, right now. So my point is that even though I like that whole pulse pounding race against the clock kind of thing, but uh, at times you just kind of feel like, oh man, when can we get a breather? When can we get an episode where, like when we watch Star Trek: The Next Generation, there'll be like a few episodes where it's just a lot of talking, like just conversation between two people in the cafeteria. uh, uh, so I get it though. I get it though, because it adds, or it makes for an exciting, thrilling show when there's something on the line or when you have something to lose. I totally get it. So it's just an observation on my part, not a criticism. Another thing I have on my note here about tonight's episode, before we get to the big parts, which are Leland and Dr. Burnham. um it's funny how Spock now kind of admits, like in this episode tonight, he's like, I was wrong, you were right. He says that to Michael. And I think there's a couple of times that happened tonight. It's like, oh, um the man admits that he's wrong to the woman. Of course, right? Of course, of course. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not being like, oh, you feminist. And I'm just saying that not just like in any marital relationship, but in siblings relationship, like they are. I have little sisters, and oftentimes I find them to be wiser than me. Even though they're younger than me. And it's funny. It's an observation as well that Spock and Michael have reached that point in their relationship when Spock, says like, "Hey, Michael, you were not wrong. I was wrong, and you were right." Um, but it's not like Michael's gloating over it. Michael also admits that Spock has, certain things that, like the revelation in tonight's episode about Spock having dyslexia, and Michael's basically saying to Spock, "Hey, that's not necessarily a weakness. That human side of you did help from time to time over some cases, including this one." So I think Michael wants to help Spock to not view his human side as a crutch, right? Or as something that just like a like something that drags him, or like, oh, I can't figure this shit out. Why can't I just be all Vulcan already? Like, why do I have this things? There's part of me that I can never always I can never master. I try to master, and then it's like dyslexia. What the hell? That's like hell holding me back. So Michael's helping him to not see that side as a crutch or a weakness, but something that's positive, something that actually beneficial to him. And that's good. That's good. I think the siblings relationship that they have between them now is no longer confrontational, is no longer hostile, if hostile is the right word for it, but it's more, they've come to an understanding. They've come to like, okay, we should make this work. We got to make it work. We need each other. Um, with regards to all right, let's get right to it. Let's get right to Leland and Dr. Burnham, Michael's mom. Um, do you notice in tonight's episode, Dr. Burnham, because Captain Pike greets or meets Dr. Burnham, and asks about the seven signals, as I said earlier, and Dr. Burnham warns Captain Pike, hey, there's this control AI that's trying to get its hand on the sphere data. You gotta delete, you gotta destroy the sphere data before the AI gets its hand on it, because that'll be the beginning of the end of all sentient beings. But in their conversation, if you notice, Dr. Burnham tells Captain Pike, I know what's going to happen to you, and you're not going to like it. I'm paraphrasing, of course. And of course, those of us fans of Star Trek franchise would know exactly what happened to Captain Pike, or what happens to Captain Pike eventually. Depending on, because if you look at the J.J. Abrams Calvin universe, that's on the big screen, that different fate happened to Bruce Greenwood's Captain Pike, and of course, Captain Pike in the original series ends up being paralyzed. Um, so either way, not a good fate, not a good ultimate fate for Captain Pike, and so the fact that uh, Dr. Burnham says that to Captain Pike, you know, and we know about the fate of Captain Pike is hilarious. It's amusing. I think it's the writer's way of, like, kind of giving you, you guys, wink wink, nudge nudge. Um, but back to the heart of the matter here. Leland, man, I kind of feel sorry for the guy. I know he's not the most honest actor, actor as in like character, not actor like actor, the guy who plays Leland. Um, and obviously, the reason why the AI originally wants to embody him is because he's not an honest character. He's not an honest man. He's the AI says it too, like, hey, you would, you're about justifying the means to an end. You don't care how you get there. You're about compromising your ideals and morals. You're perfect for this type of mission that I'm about to embark, because I have to get my hands or upload. I have to upload that data, and you're the right person for me to embody, because you basically don't you're not a straight arrow. Let's just put it that way. Um, so I feel sorry for Leland, because even though he is, I mean, it's true what how the AI analyzes him. But I think if I were to give Leland the benefit of the doubt, and why do I give it? It's because, remember, he confesses to Michael Burnham, about his involvement in Michael Burnham's parents' deaths, um, when he did not have to do that. He confessed. He's like, "Hey, I gotta come clean to Michael Burnham." So that's why I'm giving him some credit, And so I think, even though the AI analyzes him as somebody who would bend his morality to attain certain goals, I think there are some redeeming qualities to Leland that unfortunately will never get to be fully explored, because now he's full on AI. Um, I think he's one of those not misunderstood, but one of those shady characters that we love to hate. Um, so yeah, as you can see in tonight's episode, Leland, as the AI, tries to sabotage, and tries to, like, upload the data, and you know and I think in the process he inadvertently destroys Dr. Burnham's suit, the time traveling suit with the time crystal. So that's gone. And at the end, the suit gets sucked out into the universe, and also Dr. Burnham. And which leads me to my next point, in that I feel so bummed out. I thought that we're gonna see actress. I thought we were gonna see actress Sonia Sohn a lot longer. Sonia Stone is the one who plays Dr. Burnham, or Michael Burnham's mom, and I've been a big fan of her since the Wire series, in which she plays Detective Greggs. So I thought tonight she did a wonderful job. There were times as well when her voice kind of sounded like Angela Bassett. I thought I was like watching 911 again. I was like, whoa. But I guess it's because Sonya Stone has the same gravitas, has the same um, fervor, and fearlessness as Angela Bassett. So I guess that's why they or she kind of gave out the same vibe. Uh, um, it's interesting, this whole time travel time, because in tonight's episode there's a lot of discussion and conversation about, oh, time does this, but we can manipulate it this way. And if you remember in tonight's episode, it reaches a point when it gets, by the time that Leland fights Michelle Yeoh, because Michelle Yeoh is trying to fight off Leland's, kind of trying to buy the rest of the crew some time, so that Leland won't kill freaking Dr. Burnham. Well, anyway, by the time that happens, all these problems kind of start accruing, and as the universe is like, hey, calling to trying to suck out freaking Dr. Burnham. And so between that and Leland trying to upload the data, and it's like close to 50%. And if you notice, Captain Pike is surrounded by all these problems. Everybody on the bridge keeps telling him, "Hey, this is what happened. This is what's happening." Spock is telling like, "Oh, 56% now the data is being uploaded," and Tilly says, "Oh, we can't hold it much longer." And Captain Pike's like, "Don't, something along the lines of like, you're giving me problems. Give me a solution. I need a solution." Um, and I think that's a great captain right there, because yes, we got to know the problems, but I think he, even more important than that, he encourages his crew to like, okay, you're great at identifying the problems at hand. Now let's try to work a solution here. Let's put our heads together. And it gets the there's one point when they're in the room and they figure things out, and I think they reach to an agreement about how to handle the situation. And Spock says, "I love science," because they talk about dark matter, they talk about this and that. Which, by the way, dark matter is a funny term because it keeps popping up in science fiction, generally in any science fiction, including the Flash. This current season of the Flash, they also use dark matter in their own story arc. So I love that. It's like, oh, all these problems, accumulating, it's getting worse. And it's like, okay, but what's the solution? We got to come up with a solution. Just like that series on Netflix, Lost in Space. I love that show because every episode it's about it's about problem solving. And even though it's science fiction, they kind of, it's science, but they bend it a little bit. It's math, but they bend it a little bit just for entertainment purposes. But it's all about problem solving. So that's exactly why I enjoyed tonight's episode overall. And on my last note, or my last thought, or my final thought about tonight's episode is that, is it just me, or do I get that Terminator 2 Judgment Day feeling to, to like Leland is the liquid metal T1000, trying to trying to get to John Connor, or trying to upload the data, right, like, oh, trying to sabotage, and he would kill anybody gets in his way. And Terminator 2 Judgment Day is about time travel as well. And if the AI gets a hold of the entire data, then that would be the beginning of the end. Hello. If Skynet, if they get all the power, they will eliminate humans as we know it. So maybe I'm reading too much into it, but Maybe, but then again, maybe I'm not the only one who can draw a parallel between tonight's episode and Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I love that movie. So it's another reason why this episode, Perpetual Infinity, is fantastic. By the way, the title is so interesting. Perpetual and infinity, those two words basically mean the same thing, right? They both mean to never end or endless. So yeah, that's funny. So yeah, fascinating episode. I'm gonna miss Sonya Sohn. I guess it's a recurring role instead of a Sears regular. Obviously, hopefully she comes back. There are only three three episodes left in this season two. So by mid-April, get ready to say goodbye to Star Trek Discovery season two, and we're gonna have that long wait again, long wait until next year when season three arrives, or late this fall. So yes, enjoy it while you can. CBS All Access, that's where it's at. That's it. That's my spoiler filled review of tonight's Star Trek Discovery season 2 episode 11. What did you think about it? If you've seen the episode, let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. I'm curious to hear what you thought about the episode. And as always, subscribe, press that like button, ring that bell. And if you can help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/Rama Screen. By the way, once again, starting tomorrow, Brother John and I will be covering WonderCon 2019. That's WonderCon 2019 in Anaheim, California. I'll be doing a lot of the press rooms. John will be covering many of the panels at the arena. I'll be doing much of the, interviewing the celebrities part. So you're gonna definitely want to stay tuned on this channel to watch all those interview videos right here, Rama Screen channel, and tell everybody and their grandma to also visit the channel, this channel, and subscribe. All right. Thank you guys. Live long and prosper. Let's rock this.